go. Is that good?
Yeah.
Anyway, so those are just some, like, small... What was that?
Did you see that?
No, I just heard, like...
You've never seen me before.
I have a special guest with me today.
I'm not really that special. My name's Lexi.
She's very special. Don't
I'm
listen
special to her.
We're buds.
Yeah. We're best buds.
Best buds for life.
I was gonna be mad if you didn't say best buds too.
We're gonna be talking about things that suck about college.
And there are a lot.
Last week I did a video about things that are great about college. So, I mean, we gotta be equal and talk about things that aren't great about college, too.
True.
She goes to a different university than me on opposite sides of the state. So, we have different experiences, but these are, like, common things that we have found suck about college. Not all of these points are going to affect everybody, by the way. Different schools are different. If you have a really small school, half these won't affect you. Well, not half. Some of them won't affect you if you go to a really small school. It all depends on where you go and your type of personality, but some of these are kind of universally bad, so...
Particularly one that I want to start off with.
The first one is gonna affect probably everybody.
Whether you go to a public school, a private school, big school, small school, like religious, whatever, and it's not tuition. I'm not about to say tuition.
No, that's a big one, but that's not the one that we got for number one, so... First things first, the absolute numero uno of crappy things
Primero.
in college, parking.
It affects everyone, no matter where you go, public, private, big, small, cheap or expensive. You're always going to have parking problems.
Everywhere.
If you live off campus, you're probably going to have to show up to class 30 minutes early just to get a parking place, and you're either going to have to just sit in your car or go in the lobby and sit. At least that's what I had to do.
That's true.
It was a nightmare.
And even living on campus, whenever I would try to leave, it would suck because during the weekdays, there would literally never be a spot. Weekends were better because people were out and off campus, but weekdays, man, if you had to leave on like a Tuesday afternoon, you best be knowing that you're going to be circling all the parking lots for 20 minutes when you get back trying to find a spot, hoping and praying that somebody else was brave enough to leave the parking spot too so that you could take theirs.
No matter whether you're a commuter or a non-commuter, is incredibly expensive.
It is.
My parking pass was almost $300 for the year, and I'm a non-commuter, which I guess it's more expensive for non-commuters, but that's still expensive.
I don't remember. I bought mine last year and I don't remember how much it was. I don't think it was that much though. Next, sort of going into the super expensive parking pass thing, is everything in college is super expensive. Not
Air
just
is
tuition.
expensive.
Yeah, everything is expensive.
One of the smallest ways you can spend a lot of money in college is going to those little, we call them pod markets.
Yeah, we do
you call
too.
them the same thing. They're incredibly overpriced, and it's really easy to go in there and say, oh, I'm just going to get this bag of chips, and you go to the register, and it's like $2.50 for this little bitty thing. There are a lot of minor fees
Yeah,
that you have to pay in college.
books are expensive, but like you can rent them for less expensive, but there are a lot of classes that you have to have online codes for. For my math class, I had to spend $103 to do my homework.
Very true. Another expensive thing, I don't think you had to use these, but I know some colleges do, clickers.
Oh yeah.
If you know what, like, if you've used one, you know what I'm talking about. You have to pay for the clicker itself, but you also have to pay for a license to use it. That can be expensive, and they're also super annoying because it actually makes you show up to class, which is a good thing objectively, but when it's 8 a.m. and you're trying to get to your calculus class, you won't enjoy it.
My theater appreciation class, I had to buy a textbook and then I had to buy 4 plays for the one class. So it's just, they just want to charge you for things. They don't even make the money half the time from the books because I don't even get them from the school.
Going into, like, money and parking, going back to parking, I have a conspiracy theory.
Ooh.
What if they keep parking intentionally bad? Because I know at UT, you will get a parking ticket if you, like, accidentally drop your parking pass.
That's true.
They will, like, descend on you in 30 seconds and give you a parking ticket. What if they keep parking intentionally, like, in a very bad state, so that
To make
way...
money.
Yeah.
See, that's something I even forgot about parking. If you do, like, you're not
Yeah.
going to find parking. But then if you go to like park in a wrong spot for 5 seconds to go run and do something, when you come back in those 5 seconds, you will have a ticket.
The parking vultures will have descended upon you, and they will pick your bones away. And by bones, I mean your money.
Yeah, basically. Building temperatures is another problem. You have to walk everywhere on campus, and so therefore you kind of have to dress for the weather outside, because if it's like, I don't know, 40 degrees outside, you're not going to be wanting to wear shorts and a t-shirt because you have to walk 15 minutes or whatever to your class. And so you dress like it's winter, because it's winter, and then you get into your building and where your class is, and suddenly it's like 80 degrees inside your classroom. But you're dressed for winter, which I know a lot of people would say, like, layers, just wear layers. But I like to wear sweatshirts and like leggings and boots in the winter, and it's really difficult to take off a sweatshirt and be like nice about it, you know, like your shirt will start flying up and you'll start flashing everybody, and it's just not a good time. I just want to be able to dress like the weather intended for me to dress without having to feel like I need to dress for frickin' like the summer when it's winter when I go to my classes, because they just can't get the dang temperatures right in the rooms.
True.
And then in the summer, the same problem. You'll dress for the summer and then it'll be freezing in your classrooms. It's just,
Yeah.
it's an ongoing struggle that I don't appreciate. Next, this is a bigger one. Like, this is not just like an annoyance, but it's an actual problem for like your education. And that is that so many of the classes that you're trying to take will fill up really, really, really fast.
You may not really understand that unless you've been in that situation, but if you need a class for your major that you need to have this semester in order to progress and it fills up, that's really bad.
Yeah.
Like, that means you're either going to have to push back your whatever course plan you have, or you're going to have to stay in the summer, which is going to be a lot more expensive.
Like, you have so many classes that are required, and then a lot of classes that are prerequisites to other classes. If you need to take a prerequisite this one semester for a class you need to take the next semester, and you don't get into the prerequisite, then you have to wait and take that next semester, but then you can't take your other class, and it just pushes everything farther, and it's just a pain in the bootay. Next one.
When I'm walking to class, I like to be left alone. I'm more of an introverted person, but especially at my college, people are encouraged to like set up booths on the way to class, and they can give out free stuff. They can do pretty much whatever they want, and that's fine. But on most days, there's someone like screaming in my ear to come sign up for something, and I know that's so petty.
We have that problem too on my campus, but it's not outside as much. Like, in our student union, anytime I go to my student union to get food or something, I have to walk through a line of just booths, like, on either side of me, of just all sorts of different groups. A lot of times it's
And
like
people,
Greek life.
They just heckle and harangue you.
And they're always, like, trying to get you to come over and do something with them, or, like, donate some money, or donate this, or come join our group. Or you want to go, like, throw this dart or something. They do weird things, and they'll ask you to do it with them. And
they themselves, if they were in our situation, they probably wouldn't want to do it either.
It's not that big of a deal, but it's just one of those slight annoyances.
It's a minor nuisance. Over time, it can build up and
make you irritated.
Then you explode on somebody.
I don't want to join your club.
I'm trying to live my life.
I don't want to join Frappuccino Sigma Chi Dunga Baka. It's nice for some people, like if you really want to get involved and you don't know how.
If somebody is looking like they don't want to talk to you, don't go out of your way to like get in their face, because that's what people did to me a lot, and it really annoyed me. Like, if I'm giving out signals that I don't want your flyer, don't shove one in my face. I feel like that's just common courtesy.
They're aggressive.
They are aggressive. Very, very aggressive.
Next one. This is my absolute number one biggest complaint with college. Yep. And that's gen eds. You have basically 2 years of gen ed, like your freshman and sophomore year. That's mostly what you're going to be taking. And I don't need any of them, honest to goodness. I have to take, I'm going to get my sheet out that tells me all the freaking gen eds that I have to take. Keep in mind, I'm a film and video major. I literally just need to know, and journalism minor, so I literally just need to know about that kind of thing. But no, instead, I have to take 9 hours of communications, which is 3 different English classes. I have to take 6 hours of history, which is 2 different history classes. I have to take 9 hours of humanities, which is 3 different humanities classes. 3 hours of math, which is thankfully just 1 math class. two classes of natural sciences, which is 8 hours because they have like labs with those. And then behavioral sciences, I have to take 6 hours, which is 2 classes. And that's just for my gen eds, for like everybody has to take those. My major gen eds are a completely different story. Like I have to take a lot of those too.
I'm a computer science major. I'm within our school of engineering, but I still have to take like 2 art classes, 2 history classes, 2 social sciences.
We did all of that for 12 years.
Yeah,
like
we did.
you literally did all of that already. That's what you've been in school for your entire life. I'm not going to college to relearn what I learned in high school. I'm going to college to learn a trade so that I can get a job.
Yeah.
Not to learn history again. I already took 5 actually, I think, history classes in high school. Like I don't need any more, okay? I got it.
Pay thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and you're paying for it, and I don't friggin' want to pay for that. I don't want to take it. I get very heated about this because basically we could finish, well, you might not because you have a harder major than I do, but I could finish college in 2 years, easily, for if it was just my film and journalism stuff. But instead, I'm having to pay for 2 extra years because I want my money.
Hello?
Just make a phone call, it's fine. Next point. This one is super depressing to think about, but 8 a.m.s and 6 to 9 classes are absolutely horrible.
Awful.
I've managed to avoid them both, thankfully, because of priority registration, but a lot of people don't. I know a lot of people that have to deal with these classes.
I had, my first semester, I had my math class at 8 a.m., and this upcoming semester, I have all 8 a.m.s, every day.
I'm so sorry.
You were used to it in high school. You had to do it every single day, or you would get busted for truancy. In college, the way they get you to go to class is through grades. So you're not legally bound to go to class at 8 a.m., but if you don't, your grade's gonna go down. And you think it's fine when you're really tired, but once you get to the end of the semester, it's not gonna be fine.
Next is that you have to like move a lot. As in your freshman year, you have to move into your dorm, and then at the end of the year, you have to move out. And then you have summer break, but then sophomore year, you have to move back into a dorm or apartment or whatever. And then at the end of that year, you have to move out. And then you have to do the same thing every single year, unless you find an apartment that you stay at for a couple of years, so that way you don't have to move in and out all the time. But a lot of people don't do that until at least their junior year.
Yeah,
so,
I'm probably not ever gonna do that because
so yeah, like just moving a ton. I hate moving, honestly.
It's expensive because I feel like every time you move back into your dorm, you want to buy a lot of stuff.
That's true.
And it's expensive and it's a hassle.
I think anybody who's moved anywhere can
agree.
And the last thing, and probably one of the like bigger discouraging things about college, is that even though you go through everything all 4 years, and even if you do really, really well, you're not necessarily going to be guaranteed a job right out of college. Especially, you're not going to be guaranteed a job that you want. You will probably have to get a job you don't want and keep jobs you don't want for a while before you actually get where you're wanting to go. That is, if you ever do. That's a downer to think about.
It is, because it's very uncertain, and we as humans don't really like uncertain things.
And that's not really necessarily like something that sucks about college, but it sucks. It's like a realization that sucks about, even if you get a college degree, you're not necessarily going to be getting a job that you want.
Or your dream job.
Yeah.
Or, that
That's
can
sad.
be, that can really hurt the motivation.
It can. But you gotta push through anyway,
Yeah.
and watch the video about things that are great about college instead.
You should.
Do that instead, because this one's depressing.
Only watch this once. Watch the other one a lot of times. And like it. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this sad, ranty, complaining video. We're good at complaining together, so I hope you enjoyed this video that was essentially complaining.
Yeah.
But it's for, educational purposes, because it's good to know what you're going into if you're going into college, or it's good to agree if you're in college and you agree. And if you have anything that you hate, I've been rubbing my nose this entire video. Sorry. If you have anything that you think sucks about college that we didn't mention, definitely leave it in the comments, because We like to read complaining stuff.
We do. We'll complain with you.
We will. We will concur in the comments. Look at that alliteration. College is doing me so well.
It really
We'll concur
is.
in the comments about your college complaints. I guess those 3 English classes were really necessary for me.
They were.
Anyway. So yeah. I don't know
How do
what
we
else
end
to
this?
say.
Bye.
Bye.
Woo. Is that epic?
That was good.